As educators and participants in our communities, you already know that being aware of the gay community isn't good enough anymore. We need to build and model support for all types of people, regardless of their sexual preference or lack thereof. We know that harassment is still a major issue in high schools. Even if it's limited to teasing, name-calling, or simply saying, "That's so gay," it will interfere with students' ability to learn. Distractions caused by intentional or non-intentional harassment raise the affective filter of our LGBT students. While more teachers are saying that they are ready and willing to stop the bullying, at least 53% of high school teachers still think that bullying or harassment is a serious issue in their school. As many as 2/3 of teens report some form of harassment, which includes verbal harassment, physical harassment, and assault, just because of how they're perceived by their peers. This even includes students who aren't even part of the LGBT community, but appear so. My study was at Canyon High School. At Canyon High School, they boast of having an open and inviting GSA. That is the Gay-Straight Alliance that allows all sexual orientations to join and participate. Many of the teachers and some of the students that openly support the club boast that it is one of the largest clubs on campus. It even appears on their website list of campus clubs and organizations page. However, when you do click on it, there is no teacher or host listed. There isn't a room number associated with the club. As a matter of fact, there isn't any information about the club posted at all. I asked some students that are not a part of this mainstream culture of the school, and from what I found by asking these students, this club is only there as a formality. LGBT students don't join, and straight students just don't care. One student, who asked to remain anonymous, said that the only people who join are the people who want it to be a big deal. He even said, they're like, "I don't know. It's like they want a political drama or something. It doesn't make sense to me." However, I did notice that the school does support equality stickers. The equality stickers, which are characterized by a yellow equal sign on a dark blue background, were posted on some of the doors and whiteboards of some of the classrooms. This has become a nationally recognized symbol of equality and support. When posted in a classroom, it is meant to be a label that lets students know that the teacher in that classroom is a safe person to talk to. It is also a symbol that the teacher can get them help if they need it and provide a safe place to be if ever necessary. One of the biggest concerns for educators today is how to approach the subject of same-sex parents. Stephen Petrow, a blogger, author, and LGBT advocate, says that these days, most North American families don't conform to the classic model of the nuclear family. So, not having a father at home is actually a pretty common scenario. When push comes to shove, it doesn't really matter whether it's a single mom raising her child alone, a mother who's been widowed, or a pair of lesbian mothers. A family is a family with or without a dad around. So, when you're planning specific parent holiday activities, I feel it's best not to celebrate them at all. Or if you do, you should lead a class discussion beforehand and have students come to an open interpretation of a mother figure or father figure. As a matter of fact, in New York City, many of the preschools and primary schools are doing away with these types of holidays entirely. Many LGBT blogs that I found that covered this topic suggest these holidays can be a great time to talk about non-traditional family types, as well as adoption and adoption processes. So how do we educators approach this subject? Two suggestions that I came across that seem to have the most logical reasonings and backings is to either remove it from required curriculum entirely and not celebrate them, or to approach it as a learning activities about different family types. It's important for all students to feel validated and included. The more these students' cultures are included, the lower their affective filter will be overall, and the higher their ability to master content will be. So how do we lower the amount of harassment that students perceived as part of the LGBT community receive? How do we build and model support for these students, whether or not you agree with their culture or way of life? First of all, respect. As educators and role models, we need to show respect for all students. One way you can show respect is to help understand that the LGBT community is growing and is more inclusive. As a matter of fact, LGBT is just an umbrella term. It has been expanded to be as inclusive as it currently can be. The new name is LGBTQIAPD, and it includes lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgendered, queers or questioning, intersexual, asexual, pansexual, and demisexual. Being aware of who is a part of this community is a really important key part of being able to model respect for our students. Another way to support our LGBT students is to have easy access to people, places, and resources, including groups and clubs. One of the easiest ways to utilize is the equality stickers. As long as students are aware of what they mean and symbolize, I think it'll lead to easier access to support systems for these students. Here you'll find a list of my resources, including who I interviewed with at the school.